What it do, y'all? It's your man Mike Titan, aka Mr. If It Ain't My Time, then whose time is it? Bringing y'all some 2K15 gameplay, auction block rant, and rookie Kevin Durant. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about him. Y'all see his stats right here. So in this video, I'm just gonna talk to y'all about. I'm gonna rant on the auction block a little bit because there's some things cool with it and there's some things not cool with it. Going into the next picture, y'all see this shit? So I got David Lee and Chris Paul I'm trying to sell, but I can't take them off. So if you want to sell somebody, you put them on your my auctions and you try to take them off, you can't. So they're just stuck until your auction timer runs out. And this is just me looking through the auction block and I'm looking at these prices and I'm thinking like, dude, these players are never gonna sell. Like, look at that. 100,000 for Kyrie Irving? I mean, he's a good player, but come on, man. 100,000 for Kawhi. I mean, 152 for Kobe. 154 for Kawhi. 200 for Stephen Curry. Like, come on, man. All right, let me educate y'all right quick. Now, let me remind you. What I'm about to say is from my personal experience. I play a lot of MUT. I play a lot of FUT. So I'm kind of I feel like I'm well versed in the auction block, talking like $1 million for Paul George. Who's all right? Before I started getting angry. All right, so here's the thing. For y'all who have never played Ultimate Team and haven't really dealt with the auction block, here's how the auction block works. You take cards or players, jerseys, stadiums, whatever, and you sell them to make profit back. So let's say you open in packs, you get a player you don't want, you can sell them on the auction block. You get a duplicate of that player, you can sell them on the auction block. So that's how that works. So we got that out the way. The way that people are pricing the cards on the auction block is retarded. Here's the thing. The game's only been out for 3 days. Like, the game came out Tuesday, it's Friday. Nobody has 1 million Myteam points unless they just literally been playing the game non-stop, and I doubt that because the servers were off yesterday. So it's like I don't know what people are. They have what is it called? Granular illusion dreams that they're gonna get 1 million Myteam points for Kobe just because they pulled him. Like, no, I would never pay 1 million Myteam points for a player. But the game's only been out for 3 days, so there's not that much time for people to collect Myteam points, to do challenges, to play the game that much, especially with the servers. So here's what I normally do. So like I said, this is from my playing Ultimate Team, playing Madden, FIFA Ultimate Team. This is what I normally do in the auction block. I do market research first. So let's say I got my Chris Paul. So let's say that there's 4 Chris Pauls on the block. You know, there's one up there for 200,000, one up there for 150, another for 250 or whatever. What I would do is I will undercut the lowest Chris Paul up there. So let's say the 151. All right, so he's selling his for 150. I'm going to sell mine for 130, 140. Now what I'll do is I'll put the buy now price at I put the buy now price either at his 150 or a little bit above, like 160 or something like that. Then I'll put the bid price depending on the card it is and how much he goes for worth. So in that instance, I would put the bid price probably at 130, 125, something like that. Because what it'll do is it'll entice whoever's want to buy that card. It's like, okay, he got his Chris Paul, his buy now is 170, but his bid is 125. So they're going to place that bid. That's going to start a bidding war, because if people search the auction blocks like they do in the other games, it'll be just like that. People always looking for the cheapest card. So it'll start a bidding war, and then eventually 7 times out of 10 what happens, it gets to a point where either people just bid until they don't have any more money left, or somebody who really wants that card will just break down, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna pay the 170K to get that card, and then bam, you'll have your card sold. Another key factor that I do, I only put my cards up for an hour. Now this can change depending on what time of day it is. If it's like anywhere like in the morning, afternoon, evening, like say anywhere between 11 a.m. to midnight, I'll just put it up for an hour. If I know I'm gonna be playing 2K for a while, I'll go into my collection, I'll put the card up for an hour, play some games, come back and see if he's sold or not. Now, if it's really late at night, like I'm about to get off, like it's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and I'm not going to be on the game probably till, another 12 hours, I'll put him up for 8 hours, 12 hours, and then see if he sells. But what you want to do, or what I would suggest to do, is do your market research, price accordingly, and only put it up for an hour, because that's gonna, what it's gonna do is gonna put your card at the forefront. It's gonna show like, okay, here's the card with the least amount of time left, so that people can see it and they'll be like, okay, I gotta make a decision. Do I want to buy this card or do I want to try to wait and stuff like that? Because I see people put their cards up there for like 3 days, 4 days, 2 days. Like, no, don't do that. This is the only thing I will say that you should never do. Never put your card on the auction block for multiple days. It's retarded, because by the time that your card auction runs out, there will be 2 or 3 people who have the same card that will sell it, and people will pick that card over yours because yours is going to take too long. Even if you have it reasonably priced, people will just undercut you. And since I showed you in the beginning that you can't take your card off the auction block once you put it on there until the timer runs out or it sells, it makes no sense. So my suggestion to you would be to put your card up there for the shortest amount of time, whether it be an hour, 4 hours. I like to do no more than 12 hours unless it's really late at night and you're about to get off the game, or you're not going to be on the game for a while. If you're going to be off the game and then be back on there in a couple of hours, only do it for an hour, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever the time margin is. Just do it for the shortest amount of time, because I think I just saw it on there. Somebody had Kobe up there for like 67 hours. Like, that's like a day and a half. Like, I mean, actually, no, that's like, what's 67? 24, 48. That's like 2.5 days. Like, no. And then what really irks me is when people do that and they only put a bid price. Like, dude, nobody's gonna want to bid on that card until it gets down to like the final 15 minutes. When it comes to bidding wars, the bidding wars really don't start till like the final minute of the card being up, and then that's when everybody tries to outbid each other and undercut each other and stuff like that. But yeah, make sure to do your market research, price accordingly, and only put cards up for the shortest amount of time, because that'll get people seeing your card and they'll be more reluctant to buy a card. Another thing that kind of alarms me about these prices for the gold players, it's gold players. So imagine when the rubies, diamonds, sapphires, emeralds, onyx cards come out, the mugs is going to be like in the tens of millions for those cards. Like, whoever collects all those 1,600 cards or whatever and unlocks that diamond Allen Iverson, somebody's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna put them up for 10 million coins. Nobody is gonna pay 10 million coins for one card. I keep calling it coins. I'm sorry. Nobody's gonna pay 10 million Myteam points for one card. Nobody. Because nobody has 10 million Myteam points. Game's only been out for 3 days. I cannot stress that enough. But yeah, like I said, man, it's gonna be even worse whenever these other, Diamond Kobe's, Diamond KD's, Diamond Durant's and stuff come out, and people just gonna overprice the mess out of them. So like I said, my suggestion to y'all would just be to do some market research, see what your card is going for, price accordingly. Because there's some cards out there, like somebody had Dirk up for 10,000. I would buy Dirk for 10,000 Myteam points. I would buy that. That's a good price. That's actually a steal, because Dirk's at 88 in my team. So I would buy him. I consider that a snipe, because he should go for more than that. I think Dirk should go somewhere between like the $50,000 to $60,000 range. That's just me personally. Like I said, just price your cards accordingly. Make sure that you're not. Make sure that you're putting up what you think the card is worth, but you're not overputting it so that nobody wants to buy it, because nobody's gonna want to buy an overpriced card. And the last thing, you got jersey. You got anything that you don't want, like you're not gonna use, like jerseys, arenas, coaches, stuff like that. Just put it on the auction block for 500. Just put it on the auction block for 500, because people will put crazy prices on just about anything. I think I was looking at jerseys the other night and somebody had like those Minneapolis Lakers jerseys for like 10,000 Myteam points. Like, I'm not paying 10,000 Myteam points for a damn jersey. But yeah, so just put it up, because imagine you got 10 things at 500 and all 10 of those things sell. That's what, 5,000 Myteam points right there. That's a player. Like, that's a decently good silver or bronze player that you can get right there. And if you have 20 or 30, it just keeps multiplying and stuff like that. So that's enough of my auction block rant. Leave some comments below. Let me know what y'all think of it. That's just how I feel about it, and how I feel that people are just effing up the market because they want to put outstanding prices on stuff that nobody can afford at the moment. So on to KD. All right, pre-order rookie KD. He's a good card. I don't necessarily like him. I mean, I like him just because he's all I have to use at the moment until I find another small forward. But in all honesty, I'm probably not going to keep him for that long. When I find somebody adequate enough to take his place, he'll be off my team so fast. Reason being, he can't really shoot. He can shoot, but he's not as a good shooter as his gold card is. He's more of a driver. He's kind of like LeBron when he first came to the league, except for not as athletic. He drives to the basket. He has good layup animations to getting past defenders. He makes a decent amount of contact layups. He's good on the fast break. He'll dunk in transition. You know, if you run some good plays for him coming off the screen, you got to wait for him to set his feet, and then he'll make his shots. But I've had a hard time shooting threes. He only has like a 73-point rating, so I could understand that. But he's a good card. I mean, defensive-wise, you know, he's not the best defender. He's okay. I can stay in front of people just because of his length alone, but he's not going to be blocking any shots or, you know, locking down a gold LeBron or anything like that. But he's a good card. I mean, if I could, I would sell him or I would trade him. But I guess because he's a pre-order, they don't allow you to do that, so you got to keep him. But yeah, rookie, silver KD, he's an all right card. I think I'll find better once I finally do some more challenges and see who's all on the auction block and see what cards at the small forward position are out there. That's going to be it for me, y'all. Leave some comments below. Let me know what y'all think of the auction block, what y'all like about it, what y'all don't like about it, how y'all feel about these crazy fools putting out these astronomical prices nobody's going to be able to pay for, what you think of Kevin Durant. If you have the card, it's your boy Mike Titan. I'm signing out this mug. Peace.